Hello and thank you for watching. This is about the judgment seat of Christ above the inner veil, and we're making this with Shadow Puppet software on the iPad. And the main thing to look for as we make illustration to different places on this chart, just look for yellow sparkles. If you look in the middle here, you can see a yellow sparkle. See that there? We'll use yellow sparkles. As we talk about certain areas on this chart, we'll try to put a yellow sparkle to make it interesting. And first off, we like to say that the outer court of the tabernacle pictures the giving of the law from 1500 BC all the way to Calvary. And the formula for that is right here at the bottom. This is from here to here is like the tabernacle. And also on this side over here, this would be a tabernacle as well on the left side. And if you measure from the tabernacle top to bottom on the chart, it would be like, basically it's like west to east or east to west. It would be like 100 cubits from here to here. And also the same way from here to here. And if you add those together, you get this formula right here. 100 plus 100 equals 200. And then from left to right, it adds up to be 50 cubits. And so if you double that, it would come up to 100 cubits right there. And then if you add these together, it comes up to 300. And so if you multiply the height of the tabernacle walls are like 5 cubits. If you multiply that together, it comes up to 1,500 cubits, which is the giving of the law. So that would be like 1500 BC, 1,500 years before Calvary. Okay? Now, inside, as we go inside the tabernacle proper, we're going inside the holy. On the left side is a candlestick, and on the right side is a table of showbread, and then you got the altar of incense right there. Well, if you measure out that room using the statistics given in the scriptures, you would find that from the outer veil to the inner veil runs 20 cubits. And we have a formula for that. The length is like 20 cubits, and the height is 10 cubits, and then the width is 10 cubits. And if you multiply that out, it comes up to 2,000 cubits. And that's basically your church age right there. That whole little room right there is your church age. And then once you get past the inner veil, you're where the Ark of the Covenant was kept. And if you multiply that out using the scriptures, it's basically 10 cubits by 10 cubits by 10 cubits. And if you calculate that all out, it comes up to 1,000 cubits, which is also the time span for the millennial kingdom. So this inner veil, we're interested in looking at this inner veil at the moment. This inner veil is between the church age and the millennial kingdom. It represents the 7-year tribulation period. So we're looking at that at the moment. And if you'll come to the left side, down here at the bottom, it's got some information about this veil. Now here's the inner veil. This inner veil is the same as this inner veil here, just above that. That's the inner veil right there, which is also to the right, the same as that right there, the inner veil there. And so what we're doing is we're looking at what's above that inner veil. Now to the top of the tabernacle, you got basically badger skins, then you got ram skins dyed red, and then you got goat's hair, and then you got fine linen. That was the 4 main layers that go over the top of the tabernacle. But over the inner veil, there's a place where those 2 major pieces are interconnected with special attaches. Attache is something like you think of the word attache case. Little attaches that are used to connect the lid to the attache case, like a little briefcase or something like that. It's a major type of connector. And all these little pieces are put together. You can see them right there. You'd have to read the scriptures to get real technical about them. But you put them together and there's 2 major pieces that attach at the attaches. And right there where you see these sparkles, that's your attaches. It's the same as these right here, these connectors. Basically you got gold connectors, you got 2 layers. You got gold connectors and you've got brass connectors. And they're all occurring right there above the inner veil. Okay? And if you want scriptures for all of this, I suggest that you just pause this video or go to widescreen and make a print screen, print this out, because all the scriptures you need to study this out are contained on this chart. And if that's not good enough, you contact me and I'll make sure you get your own copy of this chart or any other verses that you might need for this. The coverings are on the bottom left. That's the information on the coverings. And the information on the interval is right there. And so what you got there is gold is in typology. It's a type of deity. If you think of the word deity, think of a tap and die set. You use a die for shaping metal. Okay. If you're kind of a machinist or something like that, you use tap and die sets. Die is used to fashion something, fashion metal. And so die is like deity. And it's a picture of God shaping something. Okay? Jesus Christ was God manifest in the flesh. He's the ultimate picture of deity. Jesus Christ was sinless. And you know all about that. Now above that is brass. Now brass pictures judgment. That's what it pictures. Think of Moses in the wilderness. Moses lifted up the serpent in the wilderness. And when the people were being bitten by the serpents, as long as they looked upon that pole with a serpent wrapped around the top, then they wouldn't die. They would get bit. They would have pain, but they wouldn't die. As Moses lifted up the serpent in the wilderness, so must the Son of Man be lifted up. And so brass pictures judgment. And so what you have there above the inner veil is you have a picture of deity, which is Jesus Christ, and you have a picture of judgment, which is the brass. And that's where the major connectors for the fine linen and the goat's hair come together, right there above the inner veil. So in typology, when you get raptured up, that's where you go. You go above the inner veil and you face off with Jesus Christ. And as you know, we'll all give an account to Jesus Christ. And the typologies above the inner veil represent that. Well, this is just a brief little kind of like introduction to the judgment seat of Christ above the inner veil. Hope it's been a blessing to you. Thank you very much for watching.